Hello guys, welcome to episode 29 of the VoiceOFpunk. I am your host, the VoiceOFpunk. Now, I just finished watching WWE Elimination Chamber. And I have to say, I actually enjoyed the show. They didn't really focus on a lot of backstage segments, which is okay, I like that. The backstage segments, the backstage segments now on Monday Night Raw, they're just completely and just garbage, But anyway, they focused on just pure wrestling, and it was pretty good. But I felt the show could have been a lot more better than it was, and I hate saying that because I keep on saying that with a lot of shows that WWE brings out, because this PG rating is really holding them back, and they really need a lot of new writers, because the storylines and the creative team has been are pure garbage for the past, 4 years. But anyway, let's get started. The very first match was Alberto Del Rio. I would say this would shock me, but now I'm not surprised. But anyway, it was for the World Heavyweight Championship, and it was Alberto Del Rio versus Big Show. And again, I have to say, this was a pretty good match. I would say this is one of actually the best matches on the card tonight, because I'm really getting impressed with the Big Show. He's starting to remind me when he was in WCW as the Giant, and he seems to be a lot more in shape. He seems to be I don't know how they click, but they gave Big Show a good opponent and good someone to wrestle with when they gave him a rivalry with Alberto Del Rio. And there wasn't really any memorable spots in it. But it was a really good match. It was pretty standard, but it was pretty good. I'm trying to think about what was it good. Speaking of, I lied. There was one spot, and it wasn't a good spot. It was a botch. For those of you who don't know, a botch is a wrestling term when somebody screws up a move. So it was at the very end of the match, and the whole idea was Big Show was getting distracted by Ricardo Rodriguez, and Alberto Del Rio does this thing where he runs up the ropes and he kicks you in the head like that. Horrible. But anyway, but he does that thing, goes and kicks you in the head like that, and Big Show was being distracted, and Alberto Del Rio, he's able to run up the ropes, but he completely kicks over Big Show's head, and he doesn't even connect with the Big Show, and Alberto Del Rio just falls flat on his ass. That was actually really funny. Even the commentators were like, "Oh shit, that was a screw up." But then again, I think a few seconds later, he tries it again and he gets him. And Alberto won with the cross arm breaker, and it was, for what it was a pretty good match. It's really, I really get annoyed when they put the World Heavyweight Championship to start a show, because the World Heavyweight Championship is your second biggest championship, and why are you using that to start off your shows? I don't know why, because that really downgrades it. Like, and when Triple H is now practically in charge now, I thought he would most likely put the World Heavyweight Championship back into the main event, since he's the 10-time World Heavyweight Champion. So, I don't know. I don't know why they actually keep on doing that. The second match was Antonio Cesaro versus The Miz. I really didn't care for this match. The reason why is because I really don't care about the United States title. It's basically what the United States title is. It's a title, but it's not a championship. It's basically like saying, like, say if you're in a if you're at a job and you have a label, but you don't actually have any power. You just have the label. That's basically what the United States Championship is. It's nothing more than a title, like I'm the United States Champion. Does that give me any advantage? No. And I didn't really pay that much attention to this match because I really didn't care. But the ending, I thought, was really strange. It was really weird. Basically, The Miz gets disqualified because Antonio's on the ground, and The Miz comes up to him. He's like, ah! And then Antonio like kicks The Miz in his leg, so he trips, and the Miz's knee comes down and completely cans Antonio. And Antonio's like, he low blow me, ring the bell, oh god, oh! And the referee's like, and Antonio won. So, I don't know, that could have been scripted a lot more better, or booked a lot more better, because if that confused out of me, imagine what that did straight to the live crowd. The live crowd would be like, what? Whoa. What? Like that, so and really, like, who really cares about the United States title? And I'm not that impressed with Antonio Cesaro, and I think the reason why is because he has the United States title. I don't know, he just seems to be very generic in a couple ways. Now the third match, this shocked me. The third match was the Elimination Chamber match. This really shocked me because I thought for sure this would be like either the second main event. You know, this match has its own pay-per-view. It should be its own main event. You know, they do it for Hell in a Cell. You know, Hell in a Cell should not have its own pay-per-view. But the Chamber... it's the Chamber, guys. You had a pay-per-view called the Elimination Chamber, but you're not putting the Elimination Chamber as the main event, but as the third match. I don't know what they were thinking, but, you know, how can I say, I'm smarter than them, and they can't, and they don't think the same way as me, so, yeah. The people in this match were Jack Swagger, and I have to say, I like Jack Swagger's kind of new character. His old character was the real American, but it's kind of the same character, but it's a lot more of a darker, more serious tone, and I like that. Like, it's hard to explain, but it's basically he has somebody come onto the ring with him who I do like. I think he has a pretty good manager, and his manager is like a Vietnam horror vet, and they basically explain like how America is being taken over by the foreigners and stuff, and you know, it's a cool character. I like it. So it's Jack Swagger, then it was Kane and Daniel Bryan are in there, and Mark Henry, Chris Jericho, and Randy Orton. This match could have been a lot more better. Actually, I thought this match, from the very beginning, I thought it sucked. But, you know, at the very beginning, I thought it sucked. Until Mark Henry came out. Then the match got good. Because, well, it also kind of goes to say that Mark Henry was the last person to come out. But Mark Henry was really impressive in this match. They gave him a lot of good spots. I like how he actually threw Randy Orton straight through the glass. I thought that was pretty cool. And I was waiting for that to happen. So I was like, oh, sweet. It happened to Randy? Awesome. and I did not expect Mark Henry to win, and he didn't. So I was like, okay, yeah. I expected Randy Orton to win, because I thought for sure for this WrestleMania, they would have Randy Orton turn heel. And in a way, like, I want that to happen. I want Randy Orton to turn heel. And when I saw the participants of this match, I thought Randy Orton was definitely sure going to win. But no, surprisingly, I was actually, like, this is one of the first times that WWE actually surprised me, was Jack Swagger won. Jack Swagger. And he has only been back for 2 weeks, I think. And, you know, like, I was actually pretty surprised by that. I was like, whoa, really? Oh. Like, but at the same time, though, because I do think Jack Swagger is a good wrestler, but at the same time, I think if they don't turn this into a triple threat match, I do think that Alberto Del Rio versus Jack Swagger at WrestleMania is going to open the show. You know? But, so I hope they make it into a triple threat match or something. They put something in it so it doesn't just open the show. Yeah, Jack Swagger won, and I don't have a problem with it. The only problem I have is it's probably going to be the opening match for WrestleMania, but I do think that's going to be a really good match. Alberto Del Rio versus Jack Swagger. That's going to be an awesome match. And like, speaking of the chamber match, though, it could have been a hell of a lot more better. Again, it's the PG rating, and it's really holding people back from doing things that's going to entertain the fans. Like, if you watch this chamber, and you watched the very first one in 2002, the first one was bloody, it was violent, like, people were getting hurt, people were getting busted open, glass was breaking, everything like that. Here, you just got them doing wrestling moves on the chamber, and it's not that, like, I don't know, I just feel like the chamber matches that keep on going they're not that good anymore. Like, the PG rating is really holding them back, and they can do so many things with the chamber match. Like, I think they did this at December to Dismember, you know, the only one WWE version of ECW pay-per-view. I think they had a hardcore chamber match. I think they did. I can't fully remember. Hardcore. I think so. I think RVD won it, I think. But yeah, like I would actually want to see that, like another hardcore chamber match, or like a I don't know, like hardcore chamber match on the roof, and you have to get them, and you get tasers, stun guns, or like chamber match, and on the roof a samurai sword, a sawed-off shotgun. Boom! I think it should be really, really, really funny if, like, people are wrestling and this guy comes down. He's like say it's a disqualification match. And this guy just comes down, it's like, I can bring anything I want. Pulls out a shot-off shotgun. Boom! I won! It's true. The rules do say that there are no rules. So you can actually kill your opponent. If you want to go to jail. Kill your opponent. Start a shotgun. Bam! I'm the champion! So yeah, that was the chamber match. Who really impressed me in the chamber match? It was Mark Henry. I can tell Mark Henry impressed the live crowd too. Because those spots that Mark Henry got was really cool. Like, I got really excited when Mark Henry was the last one guy to come out, and he's just banging against the glass. Like that, he's just like going crazy in his pod. And I thought that was really cool. And I actually got excited. I was like, oh shit. I was like, shit's going down, son. Like that. And I think another guy who really impressed me was I can't believe I'm saying this, but Chris Jericho. And he doesn't need to impress me. He's a veteran. I don't get why veterans have to impress me. Like, I know like Mark Henry's one too, but he's really underrated. He's really underrated. But Chris Jericho took a lot of good bumps in this match. He really did. And Randy Orton, very generic. Like, I really feel bad for saying this because Randy Orton is my brother's favorite wrestler. But Randy Orton's has gotten kind of boring to me. He is very generic now. And that's why I want him to turn heel. Because when he turns heel, he just goes completely nuts. And I like that. But, everyone else was just very generic. But it mostly was Mark Henry and Chris Jericho in the chamber that really was impressive. The next match was The Shield versus Ryback, Sheamus, and John Cena. Sorry. Yeah, this match, you know what? I did not mind. Again, this is like, I feel like I should have hated this match because I had John Cena in it, and pretty much every single match John Cena has is completely trash. Except for the ones he has with CM Punk. Those matches are really good. But, actually, like, I like how John Cena was barely in the ring. I like that because if I don't see John Cena in the ring, I'm a happy Jason. Yay! But this match I thought was really good. It really showcased the Shield's, like Dean Ambrose, Roman Reigns, and Seth Rollins. It really showcased their wrestling ability, and they really impressed me. I really liked them, and one thing I think one guy really impressed me was Seth Rollins. I don't know, like, Seth Rollins was really good in this match. Yeah, for those who don't know, Seth Rollins is the guy with the long hair with the part black and part blonde. And, again, he acted more like the leader of the group. And even though they don't really say who's the leader, I do think that it's Seth Rollins. Because he seems to be more like a voice of reason in the Shield. And just the way he was acting, I always felt like he was more the leader. And, I would say, like, there's one spot in the match. The big Roman Reigns, he's the big guy in the Shield. He spears Sheamus right through the barricade. That was actually a really awesome spot. Like, even though it happens a lot more now, but the reason why I like it because it just came out of nowhere. It's like, whoa! It's like, holy shit, like that. And I do like that the Shield won. I really do, like, because I thought for sure that John Cena's team was going to win because of John Cena. I was watching this with my dad, And my dad really laughed at me when I said if John Cena got shot in the ring, I would cry in joy. My dad was like, "Oh God." But and the Shield won when like, how did the Shield win? Oh yeah, Ryback had Seth Rollins in a in the position, say for a shell shock, but right before he can do it, Roman Reigns comes and spears him, and so then Seth Rollins pins Ryback in a 1-2-3. I like that finish. That was a really good finish, and I like how it made John Cena actually look bad. I was like, yes. Any way to make John Cena actually look bad, I'm happy. And I like how Ryback, when he sees what happens, Ryback just stands up and leaves. I was like, yeah. I was like, Ryback's a badass. I don't know, for some reason, that really made me like Ryback. When he looked at John Cena, shook his head, just left. I was like, yeah. I always thought that was actually really funny. So yeah, that match was really good. It was pretty good. Like, I can't really remember any blown spots in it, but I would say but the two best spots all had Roman Reigns in it. So yeah, and I don't know where the Shield is going on from here though, because okay, CM Punk had a match tonight, but I kind of want Paul Heyman to leave CM Punk and then joins up with and starts to manage the Shield, because I don't really see where the Shield is going, and it's not really making me interested. I do like the Shield, I do, but in TNA, Aces and Eights, that storyline I like, and I'm more interested in the Aces and Eights storyline than the Shield storyline, because, I don't know, it's just, with the Shield, I think it would be a lot more interesting if they clear that the Shield is like a group of hitmen kind of thing, like assassins. I think that'd be more cool and more original, I guess. But then the next match really confused me, because I hate when pay-per-views they do this. It's Dolph Ziggler. Okay, I like him. And then he gets thrown into a match against Kofi Kingston. And this is not advertised. This is not planned. And it's like, I hate when pay-per-views they do that, because if a pay-per-view does that, it just feels like another weekly show. When you have a pay-per-view, you do the matches that are advertised. That's it. You don't do any match that's not advertised and expect people to buy into it, because it's just going to make them feel like watching Raw, and you don't have to pay to watch Raw. And I don't want to pay to watch a Monday Night Raw. I just go and tune in on Monday. If it's a pay-per-view, you have to make it feel like a pay-per-view. You can't just throw in matches on the night. You have an advertised match, you go for it. And, but as a throwaway match, I thought the match was pretty good. Mostly because of Dolph Ziggler. And Dolph Ziggler wins, by the way, but I really don't care about Kofi. I know I mentioned he is a good wrestler, but I just don't care for him. He doesn't have any personality for me to really, really give any two shits about him. So it's, every time I see him, I'm just kind of like, oh, that poor jobber. Because that's basically what he is. He's not going to get any more status as a main event star, Kofi. He's just going to continue being a jobber until the day he dies. He's basically the 2012-2013 version of Shelton Benjamin. Because Shelton Benjamin was an amazing wrestler. He was amazing, but he was nothing more than a jobber. And that's really a slap to the face to wrestlers in general. The next match was the bathroom break. Caitlyn versus Tamina for the Divas Championship. I don't have a lot to say about this. This was the worst. This was the worst match. This match was so short, and seriously, the Divas division is absolutely terrible. And I'm not saying that to be like a sexist or anything. There are a lot of great women wrestlers out there. They are, and even though a lot of them are in TNA, but I don't know, just the Divas division that WWE have, there's only 3 good wrestlers, like 3 good women wrestlers. That's Beth Phoenix, who's gone. So I think there's only 2 now. Holy shit. There's only 2 now. That is Tamina and Hitalia. But this was a horrible match. 5 minutes and just the crowd is completely dead, which even made it even more worse. But and Kayla wins and retains her championship, and you've seen a Divas match, you've seen them all, so I don't need to go into great detail. Now the main event, CM Punk versus The Rock. I like this match, but it could have been, just like the Chamber match, I liked it, but it could have been way more better than it was. I don't know, this, for the first 25 minutes of the match, it was very, I don't want to say sloppy, but it was pretty slow. There wasn't really a lot of big spots in it. Now that I think about it, not really. And I hate to say this, because CM Punk is a great wrestler, The Rock is a great wrestler, but this match was pretty standard. It wasn't, I don't know, it just felt kind of anti-climactic in my view. But it did showcase really good, I did showcase their wrestling ability, but it just didn't feel like how the storyline was going, it just didn't feel like a ending to that storyline. And I'm not buying the fact that this is the last time we'll see CM Punk and The Rock together, because I don't know, did not feel like a ending to me. It just felt like a match. I know that doesn't make any sense, but when it's an ending match to a feud, you could tell that it is. With the big time feel, the high spots, the great wrestling abilities and stuff. But this didn't have that. It was pretty standard, and for a main event, it didn't feel like a main event either. And I kind of have a feeling that, they say, okay, The Rock won, so of course it's going to be Rock versus John Cena at WrestleMania. Somebody shoot me now, because I don't want to see that match ever again. But the way that this match went was CM Punk probably got screwed again. So I have a feeling that somehow CM Punk is going to get into that match, and it's going to be turned into a triple threat with CM Punk versus Rock versus John Cena. So what does I really have to talk about? Another thing I have to talk about too, the commentating. Oh, mother of God, the commentators were horrible tonight. Well, I'm not gonna say each of them were. Jerry Lawler was. I don't know, something about Jerry Lawler being a face, and he's not a good face. He just comes out more like a dick. Kind of how I explained last time. Jerry Lawler just turns out to be more of a dick. Because he's trying to be good. You can tell he's trying to be a good guy. But he can't pull that off. he just makes me even more mad. And like when he was a heel, when he was a bad guy, he was hilarious. He was awesome. But now that he's a good guy and like sticking up for the good guys and like he just comes more across as a kiss ass and a stooge. And just like tonight, his commentating was just, after a while you just want to slap him across the face and give him another heart attack, make sure he dies. That's what you want to do to this guy. But yeah, so anyway, that's what happened at the chamber match. My thoughts were as happened tonight at the show. My thoughts are, I liked it, I enjoyed the matches. It could have been better, but you know, I'm happy with what I got. It does make me intrigued with the CM Punk thing. It does make me intrigued that he may find a way to get into the main event at WrestleMania. I hope so, because I don't want to see another John Cena and Brock 2. Ugh. Anyway, so that's my Elimination Chamber review. I liked it. Could have been better, but you know, I'm happy with what I got tonight. I'll be back tomorrow with my weekly Monday Night Raw preview, and it will deal with the fallout of the chamber match. Bye, guys.